This isn't the first time that Standard & Poor's have made a warning of this kind. Let's take a look at what they were saying back in 2005 when they projected government credit ratings for the following 30 years. Well, this is what Standard & Poor's predicted. France's credit rating, it said, would drop in or around 2011. But it said that the US would only see a downgrade sometime after 2015. S&P downgraded the United States, remember, earlier this year. Germany was forecast to be downgraded after 2015. Investors are particularly surprised by Standard & Poor's latest warning that Germany could be among those being downgraded much sooner than that. And of course, any downgrade of Eurozone members' credit ratings will have a big effect on the UK. Back in 2005, S&P said that the UK's credit rating could drop, but only after 2010. Jacky Rowland joins us now live from Paris. Following on, Jacky, from that meeting between Angela Merkel and Nicolas Sarkozy, this warning from Standard & Poor's, the timing of it, however well-intentioned, is a little unfortunate, isn't it?
It is, and that is something which, in fact, French government ministers speaking on television and radio shows early on Tuesday have been trying to point out. In fact, they've really been trying to play down this announcement. They say that Standard & Poor's had already prepared the announcement early in the day on Monday before they learned of the outcome of the Franco-German meeting. So in many ways they're saying they can discount this credit watch warning, saying that in fact the very announcements that Sarkozy and Merkel made on Monday actually addressed one of the key criticisms of Standard & Poor's, namely the lack of European economic governance. Now, maybe they're just trying to make light of it. It does seem rather strange that Standard & Poor's would go ahead and release this report several hours after this important meeting between Merkel and Sarkozy, unless the credit agency really felt that their warnings held true regardless of the latest steps by the French and Germans.
Standard & Poor's say that they want to avoid another damp squib result at this forthcoming summit that we're going to get this week of Eurozone leaders. Angela Merkel and Nicolas Sarkozy, of course, have already said that they intend to force march Europe towards tougher measures to ensure that another debt crisis like this can't happen again.
Well, I think given past history, the experience of recent months, Standard & Poor's are perfectly entitled to worry about another damp squib at the meeting in Brussels on Thursday and Friday, because the Europeans have a track record over the last few months of delivering precisely that. They hold these big meetings, be it in Brussels or Luxembourg or whatever. They talk about this important agenda to actually grasp the nettle and come up with concrete proposals. And then news conferences at the end of the summit are delayed for hours and hours. And when ministers finally come out and make a statement, these statements have been fudgy, vague, and essentially they've done everything they can to delay decisions for as far as possible. I think what this S&P announcement has done is it's really stopped the leaders short. Already you had Sarkozy and Merkel, who I think are really going to push hard now for concrete action. Coupled with this announcement by Standard & Poor's, is really going to turn the heat onto other European leaders. And I think the message that Sarkozy and Merkel will be reiterating, and if anything, they can point to the S&P announcement to back them up, that really there is no time left for prevarication. There is time now for action, because if action isn't going to be taken now, then the consequences really are very clear.
Jacky, many thanks. Jacky Rowland live in Paris.